Recording. Jeff probably won't be in tonight because of the storm and thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Changes to the agenda. I don't know whether I'll bring it under 3 or 4 public comment, but George and Logan have a couple brief questions about snowmobiling, and it's going to take some time for them to answer. So if they want to come in tonight, just ask the questions and so they could move along.
Yeah, so should I be all in favor of hearing from right now so you guys can get home before the roads become impassable? And you don't have to spend the night here with us.
Unless you have your snowmobile in the back of your truck.
Yeah, in which case you can drop us all off at home.
Yeah, really.
So go ahead, George.
I'm more here for moral support. Logan's been doing a lot of the legwork, and he's a member of the snowmobile club, but I guess he can tell you more about, he's been riding the snowmobile, and he got turned in, and the game warden approached him, and he can tell you the rest from there.
So I bought George Benson's old family camp, the historic one up on the corner of Trout Club and Turner. So obviously, as we all know, Trout Club and Turner both turn into Class 4 roads, of which are legal tender, so to speak, for snowmobiles during the winter months, as long as they're not currently maintained by the town. Looking at the tracks down the side of Lawrence Hill Road from basically just about end to end, didn't think that anyone would have raised any sort of issue upon going down Turner to the Class 4 there. And basically what the game warden told me I needed to do, and he, called and understood that I'd done the research in good faith, and he's someone that I also know, just Kyle Shore. But he said everything that I had looked into regarding the Class 4 usage and that was passed through the National Forest, which I also confirmed with Jeff Essig, who's the federal warden. That was all on the up and up, and my research there was accurate. However, it's the actual road usage, which he said it's basically if someone complains, he has to, make a phone call. If no one complains, then he's not hunting people down. But it seems that someone, whether it was an Airbnb or a second homeowner, took issue with me going down the side of the road. I do have, for your consideration, these are some letters from the full-time residents up there, from Tom Ettinger, Patty Hunt, and Ray and Carrie Mara, in support of reopening or re-allowing snowmobiles to travel down the side of Turner and Trout Club Road. I understand that you guys have your formalities as far as how you schedule your meetings and your agenda and whatnot, but I did reach out to Sean Snyder as well from the Andover Mountaineers, which I'm a member of. That was, I believe, Denny's recommendation on that one, and he's on the road today, so he wasn't really able to get me anything to endorse support of that, but I do a lot of trail work with those guys over on the Andover side of things. So that's, I guess that's pretty much my case.
Well, what I recommended to George was go through the snowmobile club that we're dealing with, because they come in and every year and they ask for permission to go down Lawrence Hill and up. And so if
I'm sorry, I'm very hard.
If they go up Moses Pond Road, that's where you're seeing the snowmobile tracks. And to keep it from having different ones walking through the door, if you could tie up with them and make it so that when they walk through the door, they ask for permission to ride Lawrence Hill, Moses Pond Road, if they can ask for the side on Turner Road and Upper Trout Club Road.
Well, regarding Lawrence Hill Road,
wait a minute, let me finish.
I apologize.
That's the way we've been doing it for years. They lost their access across a couple different places for various reasons, and snowmobiling's very valuable thing for a lot of people. So, we're not trying to shut them down, but we're trying to keep a reasonable handle on it. And there's a speed limit posted on Moses Pond Road.
25 miles an hour is the typical vast, plowed road speed limit.
So I don't know whether the group wants to give you go ahead tonight, discuss it, or what the group wants to do, but it's they probably got another month to 5 weeks of good snowmobiling, and then when it gets warm, wet and heavy, the snowmobiles just don't go.
At which point, at whatever point those class 4 roads became too melted out, obviously there's no one who declares those open or closed formally, it's just the state statute, but being up in those neck of the woods, I take the woods very seriously. I'm a trail builder down at a mountain bike park. I'm all about sustainability. I have no interest in ATVs, quads, or anything that tears the land up. I'll be up on my bicycle, maintaining the trails in the summer months, because I know they do get some usage, and people are hobbling over down trees and whatnot. But I have the utmost respect for our national forest, our lands, people's property, and I will be the first person to crack down on anyone messing around where they shouldn't. Because that is how we lose trails, and I spent a week up in Andover in early December cutting a reroute with the club because someone up there had a run-in and they closed it off to us.
So I'm not entirely sure what you're asking for. Are you asking for permission for yourself or for all snowmobilers?
For asking permission for myself, I feel like is a little bit, you can't just grant access to one person.
No.
So I wouldn't be asking that. I guess it would be to add Turner and Trout Club from that point, from the corner west to the corner of Trout Club and Turner west up to the top of Trout Club Road.
Up to the top of Trout Club or of Turner?
Pardon?
They want both roads, Jim.
Both roads, okay. Just,
If you get to the B on what Trunk Club Road?
yeah,
All right, get to the where Turner Road goes
I know,
to the right.
that's where Spencer is, right on that
All
corner,
right,
So-
so they want to be able to come, George's camp's up here,
right,
his camp's here,
right,
and they want to be able to come down, go out through here to Turner Road to Moses Farm Road, and then they want to be able to go from here over through to Mount Tabor on this Old Town 4-class road. That's why I told them to go through the local snowmobile club, and any information.
right.
If we grant permission, everybody's covered, not just one or two.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and so did the complaint come from on the top of Turner Road, because
There's several houses out through there.
yeah, exactly, but I see Turner Road is a class 3. And then it turns into a legal trail. And then it turns into a class 4, which on this map is called Peabody Hill Road, but I have another big map, and I think that one there, that it turns into, that it stays Turner
Yeah.
Road right to the end. Does that?
Yeah, the Peabody Hill is up past the old, where the apple.
Yeah,
the
no, I
apple
know,
farm sign
but if you
is.
move your index finger,
That's the bottom of Turner.
right,
Yeah.
but on this map, it's called Peabody Hill Road.
Yeah, we're seeing that up here as well.
Oh, is that,
Yeah.
okay, but there are all kinds of, it goes from a legal trail to a class 4 to class 3.
That's
And
because there's a small camp
Yeah,
coming off from.
right about here, yeah. And I've ridden my bike up there,
Yeah, the gravel riding up there.
yeah, really, when my legs were a little younger.
Hey, there's no shame in e-bike.
Well,
I have a question.
I haven't shaken hands with the devil yet, but
What is the difference between the permission for snowmobilers to be on Route 100? What's the difference? Because I saw them on Route 100 the other day. Do they have permission to be on Route 100?
Whereabouts, Katie?
Right in front of the old Borden farm where the
Me traveling to the gas station.
well, specifically coming from where the bridge is, coming down, traveling on the road towards the gas station the whole way.
Yeah, that's where they go down.
They're supposed to be on the snowbank. We worked with Vast really hard to
Just
get
was
that
curious
trail
what the
reestablished
regulations
on
on
the
that.
map.
Yeah,
Just as how that goes hand in hand with,
they were riding a snowbank, but they have to cross the road someplace there.
right,
But yeah, they've been doing that for years.
okay.
Some people do get scared to actually mount up on the snowbank too. It can get kind of tippy, so if they're more novice riders, they may have just been more comfortable going down the side.
Right.
Makes sense.
So do you think that it was the sleigh riders, that was the name of this, the Andover Sleigh? I believe.
Oh,
It's the name of the company. Do you know what that club is?
Pardon?
It's something sleigh,
So we're the Andover Mountaineers Snow Riders. That's our section there. We have from, as far as in the town of Weston, we cover down to the store. That's the new feeder trail that we worked with Mike to get him back on the map.
is that the
And
one that
then
we gave
we're
permission
up
on?
through to Lawrence Hill. And then technically speaking, Moses Pond Road is one of our trails, but it's a road. We were working with the Ortons to reroute through Chester LLC for this year, but we got late and the one up in Andover got more pressing. So next year we'll actually be going, hopefully rerouting back through the woods and off of Moses Pond Road, but those are the Andover Mountaineer Snow Riders trails, yeah. Sean Snyder's our director.
Is that the ones that came in and asked for permission? Is it the same club?
No.
It's a different club.
Yeah, that was Mike Doan and them.
With the,
Dairy sled dogs.
Dairy sled
Dairy sled
dogs.
for the store?
No,
For permission for Lawrence Hill Road and Moses
Right.
Pond.
And that was just a crossover. But, yeah.
We may have handed that one over to them. I know that historically was one of our Andover trails.
No, Mike Doan and them have always done it.
Oh, that's what Sean said.
Well, your
Oh, no,
information-
I'm new to these clubs, so I'm learning as I go.
I've been here about 30 years,
Anyway,
so. That's who I told George to go to was Mike Doan.
so what are our options here? Either we,
Well, we can grant them permission to ride the snowbanks as much as they can for the rest of the year, and next fall they can get hold of Mike Doan and the ones that come in and actually ask for it, because Andover didn't. It's Mike Doan was the one we've been dealing with. I'm just trying to keep it all under one umbrella.
Mhm.
Or you can, they got 3 letters. I don't know what the letters say, but I assume that they're not against. What you say?
Logan, would you have a problem with,
Stepping out of the room while you guys discuss?
no, not at all. Not yet. But, Jenny said, mentioned, right, giving permission to ride the snowbanks on Turner. Would that solve your problem?
Anytime I'm on a plowed road, I try to get my sled as far into the snowbank as possible, because you never know who's coming around the other way.
Sure.
I'm not trying to ride down the middle of the road. It's not good.
Well, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out.
That's literally all I'm looking for,
Yeah.
is to be able to ride down the side of the snowbanks.
And your last name has 2 S's in it?
Who misspelled my name?
Tom,
Your friend and my friend Tom. I spelled it with 1 S and 1 C, but
Yeah, that sounds.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. And just you can tell this to Tom, anytime I get a chance to give him a little uphill, I do.
I apologize for hers being handwritten.
Oh, even better.
I love it. I did.
so what is the reference to Lawrence Hill Road? Are you riding on Lawrence Hill Road too?
No, the speed limit for the vast trails is 25 miles an hour if you're on a plowed portion of the road. I think it was just a.
Anybody?
Okay,
Lawrence Hill is included.
Both Patty and Tom have the 2 S deal going.
and
I haven't read these yet. So.
and the complaint came from somebody on Turner Road or?
Don't know.
We don't know whether.
It was-
I didn't ask the game warden directly.
Oh, they
No.
complained to the game
It
warden.
was
Yeah,
expressed.
The nature of the complaint was that I rode past the driveway. That's what the game warden said to me,
Okay,
which I admittedly most certainly did, because
Yeah, get from point
How can
A
you
to
not?
point B.
That's
yeah.
Mr. Fire.
Yeah,
They wouldn't like that either.
Well, that wouldn't be operating in a safe and prudent manner.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, just to just stake out a position, I feel like, you know, granting permission to ride either on the snowbanks or as close to them as possible on Turner Road and Trout Club Road, west of Turner Road. I, you know, in some defined prudent whatever manner, and if we do that for the rest of this season pending, you know, burrowing into this, because it sounds like we're in a, you know, it's a complex web of different
Clubs.
with different clubs in different jurisdictions in class 3 and class 2 and class 4 and national trails, you know, so, you know, by the time we've researched this enough to make a difference,
Why don't we do it this way? Give them permission from the junction of Turner Road and Trout Club Road to ride the side banks for the rest of this season. Next year, they coordinate with dairy sled dogs, so when they come through the door and ask from wherever they're crossing Lawrence Hill Road, and if they have to ride up the side of Moses Pond Road, they'll all be in one package.
so
That sounds okay. Is there, does it make any sense to do a permanent permission? I mean, if these clubs have to come in every year and ask for permission, that seems sort of inefficient to me.
And how does it? work
Unless
out
there's a
with
reason,
people who
unless
are
there's a
not in
reason for it,
clubs?
which there
There are
may
a lot of
very
people
well
who are
be.
not
Well,
in clubs.
over the years, the crossing on Lawrence Hill Road has changed. For a while, it was down by Kinhaven. And they were going through.
Oh, the
Kinhaven.
crossing for the vast trails.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And as usual, in any club, there's always some rotten eggs.
Mm.
Well, no, it's true, Kate.
I know. I know.
And somebody did something wrong at Kinhaven, so they just cut them off.
Okay.
And then the vast trail used to go up across Lawrence Hill Road and straight across to Moses Pond Road. Well, then Fabini bought Judy
That's
Stutz's place,
right.
and he's against snowmobiles, so he cut them off. And so
And that's on the corner of the top. Yeah. Okay.
that's right in the wide.
Yeah.
So now they come on to Lawrence Hill Road, they ride down to the junction of Moses Pond Road and go up Moses Pond.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
And so maybe someday they will get a permanent easement across there someplace and you can do a blanket permit. But if their access keeps changing, you know, how is the blanket permission gonna cover it?
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think granting permission, limited permission, which is to you, for the end of the season while we research this and make sure, because, you know, there may be some issues in all these different jurisdictions that, you know, I think we need to be careful about, you know, authorizing whole clubs to do it. Because we don't know sort of what the nature of the complaint was, or, you know, it's just simpler to, you know, give us time and not do anything.
Finish out the year and, you know, it'll be up to whoever rides the road there to make a good representation of the snowmobile sport.
Which I absolutely always do.
I think cookies to each of the neighbors would be helpful as well.
You don't think my girlfriend won't do that?
So I guess you ought to do a motion if you're gonna.
So I'm gonna move that we grant Logan permission to ride the edges and the snowbanks on from the junction of Trout Club Road and Turner Road on Turner Road all the way to Moses Pond, and on Trout Club Road going west all the way to the border of Mount Tabor.
You might want to add George Benson's camp to that.
I was gonna toss
Okay.
that in there as well.
So why don't we say Trout Club,
The
from the
residents
junction
of
of
the Trout Club in Turner.
Turner Road and Trout Club, on Trout Club going west to George Benson's camp. How about that? I have no idea where your camp
Oh,
is.
no, I
No,
think
he
you meant
wants to
add
be able to
George
ride
Benson to the
Oh,
list of.
He wants to be.
oh, okay, and
Oh,
George
it's-
Benson, yeah, okay.
What if we were
The
to
two-
just
two
say
of
the
you guys.
residents of
Yeah.
the neighborhood? Is that still just,
Oh,
two
give
of them?
permission to the residents of the neighborhood, is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
then it's, you're not,
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay,
No,
residents of the
residents.
neighborhood, yeah,
Because
that broadens it out and you feel a little less special.
yeah.
So, do you have that?
I've got the gist of it and I'll read it.
I'll second
There
that,
we go.
Yeah,
gist of the motion.
that yard sale of emotion.
so, all those in favor?
Aye.
There you go, fellas.
Got it.
Thank you.
Cameron, be careful getting home.
Um,
Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah,
nice
thanks.
meeting you.
Well, actually, I had one more question. How long does the rest of the meeting take?
Depends
Just-
on the,
All depends how
Never
much
know.
fighting and arguing we get going.
Yeah.
could be a couple hours.
You
You're
can-
welcome
you're
to
allowed to
stay.
stay.
You wanna
No, I
Stay as
figured
long
I
as you
was,
want.
I was just kind of intrigued on how the select board meetings work. I don't
Stay.
plan to really ever move,
Anytime.
so.
Yeah,
Welcome.
come and join us anytime, and now is fine.
Let's see, I guess we're gonna go to number 5, review meeting minutes.
Okay.
Do we need to let somebody know that we've given
Any of the other neighbors?
Logan permission
When
to do
somebody
this?
calls up and
They'll see it in
complains,
the
she'll
meeting
just
minutes
say,
and then
I'll make sure that I supply Kyle Isherwood a copy of the minutes from tonight.
Who?
Kyle Isherwood is the game warden covering.
Oh, okay, got it.
And Jeff Essig is our special warden.
Yeah,
If anyone ever says a name other than that, they're making it up.
select board meeting agenda
uh,
for the February
minutes.
I
3rd
know,
approval.
that's my first change.
Yeah, right, you don't need the word of agenda.
Yeah.
all right.
It's hysterical, didn't even see that.
I think when I posted it at the post office, I was like,
The only thing I had was on number 8. Discuss agreement between, it's the WRC, right? Is it
that's what happened,
Wyndham Regional?
but it wasn't supposed to be.
it's supposed to be Wyndham Regional, right?
It was not, it was supposed to be the West End Community Association, but that's not how the conversation went,
Ah.
so.
Oh, so that's the item from the agenda,
correct.
but
So I
in
didn't wanna
fact,
change it,
Oh,
but
I
that's
see.
not what was
Okay.
talked about.
gotcha.
okay, got it, okay, that does make sense. I think-
You might wanna just make a note that.
Okay.
Because it
I
doesn't.
wasn't sure what to do.
I think maybe in parentheses there, just say the discussion be changed, the topic of discussion changed or something. I mean, I don't know, but yeah,
We've had a lot of interest as to what is going to happen between an agreement between the Western Community Association and the select board and the town if we accept the grant.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's what
Yeah,
it was.
so if we just
intended,
added,
but we didn't speak about it.
at the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the
right.
bold type, discuss agreement between WC and the select board, and then Ren and WRC, just, that would do it, right?
Should be fine.
Motion to accept this.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the select board meeting of February 3rd, 2026.
Wait,
All
it's
those in
February,
favor?
we're looking February 3rd or?
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Oh, I'm looking,
Yeah,
sorry,
6
I'm looking at
PM.
of course, I'm looking at the wrong thing, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Here you go, Jim.
My new favorite pen here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
exact same mechanical pencils.
It's there, so I'm not signing.
No, you were not there.
All right, next thing's our tax map maintenance proposal. It's $2,000 this year. I think it's the same as last year.
I'm gonna move we approve this.
Second, there you go.
There's a discussion on it, because you want to read paragraph 2.
Oh, compilation?
Paragraph 2.
Computer Max Index
Computer Max
Services.
Index.
On the last page.
What are we talking about? Documenting progress? Oh,
Like, you
last
get a bunch of
page.
building,
Let me get to the last page.
I was not on the last page either. I was trying to figure out. Oh, yes, I am. What am I looking
Is
at?
that,
number 2.
Number 2. Oh, okay.
is that repeating on page 2, the cost thing?
Yeah,
So
what it,
2,000 plus $20 per building?
yeah.
Is that
it's-
right?
Get a bunch of zoning permits and, they get passed along to the map committee. So that's something you may want to add to your, zoning fee, because it's a cost to the town.
Is this new? This wasn't like this last year, the $20? This
Not
one was,
positive, Brian.
huh? No,
I'm not positive.
okay.
So you're suggesting that this $20 be added to the fee for
Zoning permit.
zoning permits? Got it.
Well, it's a cost to the town.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Sure, absolutely.
So we should follow up with Will on that? Ooh,
Probably.
Yeah, so I'll. Was I the one who moved approval?
I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna change my motion to move approval, and let Will know that we ought to add the $20 to our, zoning fees in the appropriate cases.
I will second that amended motion.
All those in favor?
Motion.
Aye, yes, amended the motion, very well said.
Amended.
Who put this together?
Lisa should put that together.
This is the one from a while back that's been talked
Yeah,
about
she-
for a while.
Been talked about for a while, and this was before we bought the land on Route 100.
Right.
And it's valuable information. And once we get the plan, so to speak, of how we're gonna locate things on that piece of land, then we can consider And we're going to get financing and stuff to,
Yes.
Right, we don't have this budgeted right now, right?
we didn't budget even stuff for an engineer to do the plot plan. Severe increase in level funding.
Right, okay, gotcha.
So this is an all over the board estimate, it seems to me.
Well, there's several different
There's
designs.
probably, yeah, there's much different designs.
Right, with that sprinkler, et cetera, yeah. Okay, so the intent is not necessarily to put it where it's currently shown here, it's to kind of,
Anymore, it doesn't have to be. I guess.
right, depending on what we do with the.
But this is just for our, for our information.
Okay.
If we hadn't bought the land, then we'd be talking about maybe
Putting it there.
locating it on the existing site.
Right,
So one of the things we will have to consider is, do we put this on the existing site and put maybe a one bay up there to keep the loader in where it's warm, so it can load sand and materials, and then if we need something from the main complex, we could just drive it over.
Mhm.
You know, there's several things that
options here.
depend on what the engineer thinks about the lay of the land and
Right,
everything.
right.
We still gotta make up our list of what we wanna put up there.
Across the street from the green dentist degree, yeah.
Remember there was a for sale sign there?
Yeah.
That's 17 acres.
Potentially.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of possibilities for storage.
Yes.
So do we put this in the garage file and keep it for reference for,
That sounds like a great idea.
till we figure out exactly what
Yeah,
we're going to
trade
do?
information, I mean,
We've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
another
great.
option.
Yep.
I mean, biggest decision is gonna be where we wanna put it, whether we wanna put it on a new piece or put it in old piece.
Or part on part,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you need this for? Number 8.
So number 8, as of this morning, remember we had talked about the FEMA buyout taxes on the second property or the first property, the Fidelity property that got bought, the taxes were missed.
735, right?
Merrill reached out to Pete Law, who represented FEMA or the state. They reached out to Stacy. She paid, so we're caught up on her portion. We're caught up on the second property. So moving forward on the third, we'll know. Like her prorated portion for the year was paid this morning.
The 464?
The 464.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, so we don't have to write it up.
Yeah.
No, the only thing we're gonna have to write off is FEMA on the other two properties that they bought out. FEMA doesn't pay property taxes, so we're gonna eat it.
Which other? Not these two.
FEMA's not gonna pay the property taxes on the property moving forward.
Oh, right.
Moving forward,
So
we're not
anything,
gonna
right,
have any money coming.
after closing, you're saying, right? No, tell me.
Now, at closing, Brian, as you know, the seller
Right, pays,
pays their portion,
right,
and then it's up to the buyer to pay their portion.
for the remainder of the year.
Right. FEMA is the buyer, and they're not paying.
Right, because they're giving it to us, because we're taking
Because they're
ownership.
Because they don't
Right.
pay.
They
Right,
don't pay.
Right.
So essentially we
Whatever
bought the
the balance is.
we're writing
Yeah.
off. Yeah, understood.
Well, essentially,
Yeah.
we're buying the property for
Right,
that, for the taxes. We're giving them the taxes and it becomes town property, yeah?
Yeah, after it's made right.
so this is done then. Yeah.
Okay.
Kim,
So this sounds like we're
Hi, Ken.
fine.
I can,
Hi, stranger.
you're on mute.
You're still muted. Your head shape is working.
Oh, okay. I should be okay now.
there you go.
Okay.
When I looked at the warranty deeds, they were deeded from the buyer to the town of Weston. So technically we own those properties. And I don't know what arrangement we have with FEMA. Do they just then do their work with our permission to enter the property and then they hand it over when they're all done? But I did look at the warranty deeds and they're deeded to the town of Weston. So we own them. Okay.
But I told Shauna that it will probably be something for Wayne and his board of abatement to make a motion or whatever on taxes to get them off the. out of the
Okay.
paper.
I can call a quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
At
you.
least I
Bye,
think that's
Logan.
the way it should go, Kim. I don't think the select board should do it.
Right. So I'll just call a BCA meeting and it'll be a quick one. Okay. Thank you.
All right, we're down to payroll.
Let's get ball rolling. I'm gonna move approval of payroll check warrant report number 3 in the amount of $13,901.01.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
And to keep the ball rolling, I'm gonna move approval of accounts payable check warrant report number 3 in the amount of $42,464.62. And Kim, that's all of it, right? The postage and everything. That's all of it. There's no other little addendums to that
For the post.
accounts
postcard?
payable report.
To the check warrant.
Check warrant report.
I don't have any. The postage for the town report was on a separate warrant and I forgot to give you copies of it, but that was separate.
Okay,
Is that what you meant?
that's what I meant. So,
Okay.
So that's
Yep.
my motion is just
I
to
second.
approve the 42,464.62.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
I
Yeah, I'm good. I feel like I should be signing something somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
Jim
coming.
was sitting on him while he was reading the
Oh, I see.
second motion.
Oh, okay.
Can't take my pen.
I won't. Would never do that to you. Really love that pen.
We're down to number 10, all of the business.
Yeah, I've got it.
Three times I drove by the bakery. No, two times. Neither time did I look at the lights.
I came through town at 9 o'clock last night and the lights were on.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
and
The side
every
ones
time
too?
I've driven by, the lights are on, and I
They've been
think,
on in the back.
The side ones too, huh?
Mhm.
Okay.
One's is, yeah, there's one's in the back too. Right.
So I need to clarify. So this is the issue of the lights at the bakery, the complaint from Todd LaRue, neighbor. And I talked to Natalie Boston, as we all know, and just to review, she said that they would turn the lights off when the bakery was closed at night. Well, the bakery is not open now at night. It's not open at all right now. So my thought was that maybe she meant they would turn the lights off when the left bank closed and all of their employees had left the parking lot. Because it would seem to me that maybe that's because there are cars there every night.
That's a great point.
And I'm guessing that those
That's
are
where they-
employees
the
of
employees
the,
park.
yeah. So, I don't know what time they leave, but I mean, as I said, I went through about 9 o'clock last night and it was,
They
the
leave
lights
by
were on.
10.
That's late to turn off those side lights, right?
It seems like it, and it would seem,
and just, again, what we're talking about is just on the north. My understanding is on the north facade, there are these two
Sconces.
sconces that have little gas that are very, very dim compared to everything else in the neighborhood. But there are those two, not sconces, the sconces are on the building.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
The gas things are on poles,
Yeah,
and they're very quiet.
yeah.
But if just, unscrew those light bulbs or just turn off those two sconces on the north side of the building,
Yeah.
because they're the brightest thing. And it looks to me like there would be plenty of light for employees to get to their
From those
cars.
tall things.
Right.
Yeah, right.
They're the things on poles
Yeah,
that are gas
that's what I meant
powered.
by the tall things. Yeah.
And I think they're fine. But turning off the sconces that are mounted to the side of the building that are quite bright, would be, pretty simple.
Yeah, she told me that their maintenance person had either seen the minutes or watched the select board meeting, whatever, and understood the problem and was going to take care of it. But clearly that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, I will contact Natalie Boston again
Okay.
and just get some clarity on what she's thinking and what we're thinking. Okay, great. I will do that. I have a question, old business on the property up on Old County Road, the Priory property, those houses that I think we referred that to Merrill Bent.
Right.
And just wondered where we were with it.
Session over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've reached out to the brothers and have not yet gotten anything, but
And when we do have information, executive session.
okay.
Good.
And lastly, we signed an agreement with Wyndham Regional to pay for Alyssa's time up to February 14th if if the town doesn't approve accepting the grant. I have a similar agreement here from Stone Engineering. I don't have a not to exceed thing, but they're going to send at least one guy down to attend our Saturday meeting to field any questions as they come up. We're just agreeing to pay their rates if the town refuses to accept the grant. If we do accept the grant, all those expenses are paid for by the grant. So I'm going to move that we approve paying Stone Environmental's for Stone Environmental's support of our February 14th meeting in the case that the town declines to accept the grant.
I would second that.
Now, if the town approves the grant and stuff, where are we with Stone Engineering? Is that the end of their participation until the town does the bid process for an engineer?
My understanding is that the project that was proposed in the grant was for Stone Engineering to do the work.
That was what I.
So we don't, that's,
I don't think so.
That's what, I'm sorry, that's what?
that was what was in the grant. That, you know, the grant proposal was that Stone Engineering would do the engineering work, do the design work.
I think Wayne was talking about that when he was here as well, right?
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah,
you
that's,
know, part of the proposal is there are certain names that are listed in there, and that when it's accepted with them and those positions. And I understand what Denny's saying. Is that in contradiction to us doing
To town policy.
a
It's in
town
the,
policy?
yeah,
in the
So somebody
memorandum
put
of
the cart
understanding.
for the horse.
So sorry, there was talking about a memorandum of understanding last week. So it says specifically in the grant that Megan Arapino will be doing something, Alyssa Sabetta will be doing something, Kim Seymour is doing finance, Jim Linville is. So it's already in the
it's
grant
in
that
the
these
grant.
people that are part of, that are already in that.
But
Yeah.
you've got a hell of a situation here, because the group that is running this thing, or was running it, started this all without the town's approval and approving who they hired and who they didn't. Then they dumped it onto the town. And so where does that put the town legally on our policies and all that stuff? Because we, the board, did not have say in who's hired and who's not hired as far as engineers and stuff like that.
Because it wasn't put out for bid.
Right.
Well-
I think because of the grant that it's like a loophole in between what we are required to do as a select board.
Before we sign any papers, I'd like to have Shauna get hold of VLCT and see what they have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was basically
agree.
gonna say the thing,
Great idea.
I don't think any of us has the expertise,
No.
but
No,
Not at
between
all.
VLCT, and if you don't get a good answer
No.
from VLCT, then we gotta go to Merrill Bent and get an opinion on this. Okay?
good, that covers us.
So, yeah,
Because I don't wanna get this group or the town into a situation where some competing contractor says, I wasn't given a fair shot at this.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
so
makes
we'll
sense.
we'll
Makes
figure that
sense.
out.
Because that was when the Weston Flood Recovery Committee hired Stone Engineering, or who were they originally hired by? Wyndham Regional or?
That was, Stone was hired. We started out with these MTAP grant, this $55,000,
Right.
and we engaged Du Bois and King on
Right.
this because they had worked on the Cold Spring Brook Park, and we weren't that happy with them. They did some work, but I thought that the presentation they made after that study was, well, leave that aside. So then when the river grant proposals were being done by Wyndham Regional, they engaged Stone Environmental. And they, to my mind, they did a much better job and were much better at presenting their results and that sort of thing. So, but that grant request was not accepted twice. but it was basically the same grant that went out for these HUD funds, this most recent one.
Right.
That we got only 3 million from, against our 3.67. So that's sort of my best shot at the history of this thing. But let's find out from Merrill and VLCT.
VLCT is great.
'cause
So I guess my question comes down to, the Wyndham Regional Commission didn't bid those out. They just hired
I'm
Stone,
not,
or they
honestly,
hired.
I'm not
Deloitte.
sure how that worked with
Okay.
Wyndham Regional, I just don't know.
Like I say, I don't wanna get us.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And the other thing I wanna say is we are basically in charge of a nonprofit. This is a private corporation where we can go out, oh yeah, we can do this and we'll rob money from here, or we can do this and we'll find the money elsewhere. This is basically a nonprofit we're running, and we have a limited amount of money that we're supposed to be spending. And we have to use common sense on what we do here.
And how we spend it. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just continuing on with this issue, are we comfortable with, and I'm sorry to have missed the meeting on Tuesday. Are we comfortable with, what's happening on Saturday? And
I'm not, that's
I'm
on my
not comfortable with
list.
it either.
That's-
yeah, we're
So where
waiting
are we?
for the PowerPoint from Wayne.
Okay,
It's gone through, a bunch of input was, and I sent you guys the draft of that, I
you
believe.
did, I didn't,
or-
I didn't get it.
no.
Or
don't
I
think I
thought
have.
it, well, anyway, a new draft is coming. I thought it was gonna be coming today. I'm hoping it'll be tomorrow with a lot of input, from Jeff Brown, Susanna, Alyssa Savetto, Wyndham Regional, and me.
Maggie,
Maggie is,
whatever.
yeah, Maggie was all ready to jump into this thing with both feet, and her.
Maggie's gonna be there on Friday. On
Maggie
Saturday.
is not gonna be there on Saturday.
She's not, no.
Maggie is, you know what,
Sorry,
well,
I'm forgetting.
Her stepmother died and her father's in the hospital.
Oh,
yeah.
Family
It's
problems.
major family
okay, did not know
emergencies,
this, okay.
yeah. So she's down for the count, sadly. So that's kind of where we stand, and this next
Is Chris,
company,
yeah, it's,
no, he's not gonna be able to make it,
okay.
and yeah. So
Chris Morrow is still on board.
Chris Morrow is
Right, he's
going to
just
be the
gonna
guy
be-
to present the PowerPoint report, which is just gonna be statement of, the facts. This is where we are, this is how we got there, this is with the floods, blah, blah, blah. And that'll be the target, everybody agrees that 3 or 4 minutes is not enough, 10 minutes is too much. So that's the timing that is the target timing for the PowerPoint. After that, people with standing, which would be you if you want to, any of us who wants to stand up and say something, one way or the other, can do that. I'm gonna be doing that. Jeff Brown's gonna be doing that on behalf of the Community
WCA.
Association and the dam. I'm gonna mostly address the bridge. Denny, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, I'm gonna say my piece.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Is there a?
I'm gonna
like,
exercise
agenda or
my-
something?
freedom of speech.
yeah, absolutely.
No, you should.
And the question is, do you wanna do it in the top group? Or do you, okay, and after that group, which may or may not include you, but it'll be Jeff, Alyssa, me, hopefully you, and maybe somebody else who hasn't shown up yet. And then as soon as that's done, Wayne is gonna open it up to questions from the group,
Okay.
and,
And are we doing a Q&A that we
Yes.
talked about?
pardon?
Q&A, you had put together a great start on the Q&A.
Yeah.
I sent out some thoughts on that to the group.
You did.
Because it was going to be
But I-
covered in the PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be in the PowerPoint?
well, it'll be either in the PowerPoint or it'll get it, I'm gonna try to address some of as many of the questions as I can. Jeff is as well.
Okay,
There may be some questions that go unaddressed but, those should be raised in the public, when it gets open to questions.
So we're gonna get this PowerPoint hopefully tomorrow.
That's what I hope.
Okay, and then we can
You-
go through it. and then-
Absolutely, your input is
Input.
is
Okay,
important.
thank
If you see things you don't like, or see things you like, or see things that should be expanded or eliminated, put them on the table.
so does this PowerPoint include some of the things we talked about, such as like, imagery?
Bunch of photos, yeah,
Okay,
many more photos, yeah.
some from the rivers, the stuff from the rivers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, I
yeah.
look forward to seeing, it.
Um,
okay,
And then some background on the grant procedure. Alyssa wanted, both Wayne and Alyssa were way too wordy about this. We're cutting that way down.
Good.
And then, sort of where do we go from here, and it's over.
what happened with the update? Did we hear anything about the American Rivers?
That is,
We're still waiting on that?
we're still waiting on that, and that is something that,
the 670,
Yes.
that shouldn't be talked about, because
I agree,
it's up in the air.
we don't want
And we
lead
don't
someone
want to
astray.
confuse this with
Yep.
anybody saying, well, if we don't get this, then we won't accept the grant, or if we do, we've
Right.
got to assume that we're not gonna get the grant, and,
I agree.
the simple truth is, if we agree to accept the grant, the town is gonna have to come up with $670,000, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And
Are we getting into, are we thinking about, not me, thinking about getting into detail on options on that, or no? 'Cause that could
I
get a
think
little
just
crazy.
Linda and I were talking about this earlier
Yeah.
today, and I think we ought to discuss, or just, it should be pointed out, that, between reserve funds and borrowing power,
Bonds,
the
whatever.
the Vermont Bond Bank, there are a number of options. And if the town votes to accept the grant,
We'll make that
it will be
decision.
understood that the town is gonna have to come up with that money, and the taxpayers are gonna pay for it.
Right.
But these are the options of raising that money.
Right,
I have
okay.
questions for you.
Yeah,
When we signed that application, you sat right there and you told us that there'd be no tax money involved. Now, how can you clearly go to the voters and say, I need tax money? Because I wouldn't have signed that grant if we were gonna throw tax
But that
money
was
in.
going towards
Denny,
FEMA, that was when it was
we,
FEMA.
we've talked about this before, and I will answer it again, with all due respect. We asked for $3.7 million. And we didn't get it. All of it. And here we are. The reason we're
For
sitting
the
here,
meeting, the reason for the
and the
meeting.
reason that we're having this meeting is because we only got 3 million. So what are we gonna do? And that's the point of this meeting, is to figure that out.
Ask the
and-
taxpayers what they wanna do.
And yeah,
Alright, well, what are you gonna do when you have to go back to the taxpayers for more money? Because this $3.7 million is not gonna do the dam project and the bridge. The bridge alone would probably eat up the 3.7 with everything you have to
I'm
do.
sure that will come up. I'm sure that it's gonna
Yeah.
come up in the meeting, and I think we could say, there's no we don't have the guarantee, but
we have no guarantees.
we believe that's the number right now.
But
I hear you.
part of
It's an open
set-
checkbook, as you would say, and
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because, it's not just this one project, folks. We're, we're gonna be hit with another 7% from the state this year for education. There's also a bill in up there. They wanna start taxing the not just non-resident, but anybody that has a second building.
Yeah, I saw that.
They wanna hit them with another tax. And we basically zero funded the town highway and town budget because of all the increases they got last year, and 16 and 18%, we all agreed was out of this world. So somebody's got to slow things down and think about what kind of bills we're going to be ending up giving to the taxpayers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right.
I- you know,
And that information should be readily available for Sunday.
Well, it is. If, here's the truth, we applied for a $3.67 million grant. We didn't get all of it, all of the money. So if the town agrees to accept the grant, then we're going to have to, we, the select board, are going to have to figure out where that 600, the town is basically agreeing that we, the town, the taxpayers, will have to come up with $670,000. That's the crux of this thing. And if the town doesn't want to come up with that money, then they will vote to not accept the grant. And
What happens
there
if
we
we,
are.
what happens if we speak about it as not 670,000, but the shortfall between the grant and the actual cost? The difficulty, Denny, we can't know whether it's going to be 670,000 or 900,000 or 300,000 is the shortfall, because that the planning has to happen and then it goes out to bid. We're 2 years out. We have no idea what's going to happen to those costs. So it almost has to be.
My argument for that is they've said they built a 30% buffer in to their estimates already.
Yeah, right.
Right, which is,
And two, the bridge on Route 100 North was 1.1 million. I'm under the understanding that the little bridge going down through Andover, just the side of Horseshoe Acres, was over $2 million.
Mhm.
That's just for the bridge. Here they're talking about putting a bridge in, reshaping the riverbank down through here for quite a ways. It doesn't take a lot of common sense to know that $2-3 million is hardly going to touch this project, because this is fair sized bridge. And then this outfit, this engineering outfit, should have been able to come up with some relative good estimates, but they haven't. Jeff Brown sat here last week and told me, "Oh, I'll have you answers to it." I haven't heard boo from him about whether it's hazardous waste, where it's going to be trucked to if it's hazardous waste, where it's going to be trucked to if it's not hazardous waste.
They're gonna. I've talked to the guys at Stone Engineering. They're not going to know whether it's hazardous waste, and that's the deal with removing dams.
All they got to do is go up there and take a couple of mud samples. They could have done it this summer. The question was asked last spring, Jim,
Yeah, but
and they sat there and did nothing.
Yeah, well, this is all stuff that we need to talk about on Saturday.
We're talking.
Yeah,
now,
and I can't sit here and tell you that I have no answer. Maybe the silt, maybe there are contaminants in the silt, but maybe there aren't. Just in passing, one of the guys at Stone Engineering, I can't even remember who, said, "Well, the times you run into contaminated silt is when there are major manufacturing kinds of things, and there's no history of that in Weston." I don't know whether that's true or not, but he said that.
right.
Maybe that's going to stop the whole project. If it is, then in the environmental study and the silt things, they're going to come up and say, "Wow, this is going to take zillions and zillions of dollars." Well, at that point,
Project's done.
the project's done, just like if we, with the design and build committee,
On the bridge.
if we can't figure out a bridge design that satisfies everybody, the grantors, and we decide not to do the project, the grantors are willing or have agreed that they will pay for the design costs, and we don't have to complete the bridge. And I can't see why that same those same rules wouldn't apply to the dam.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
and by the way, you know, if we're gonna spend, I don't know, pick a number, $1 million to get rid of a bunch of contaminated waste, that's maybe something we ought to know about. And, you know, maybe, I just don't know. I can imagine that we would say, well, okay, is there any way that we can do this very much more expensive dam program and not do the bridge? But that would be, you know, something that the bridge design and build group would decide, because one of the criteria that they're going to be looking at, in addition to aesthetics and access and, you know, whatever is cost. So, you know,
we can't foresee the future. We just.
I think we're,
What's
you
it gonna
know,
cost if we flood again?
Right.
Or what-
well, if we,
You know,
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, like, it's an unanswerable question right now.
And we're,
Exactly, and can I just say that, you know, we're having this discussion here, but this is what we're gonna be talking about on Saturday. And you can speak your anger about the misestimated costs. You can say that on Saturday, and it's not gonna help to say it now, because we've heard
we know
it.
how you feel.
No, I mean, I'm taking it as a personal insult. Jeff Brown sat there, says, I'll have an answer for you tomorrow, and he never got back to me on a goddamn thing.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
He did just
Great.
lose, he did just lose his father-in-law.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, this past
he's
week,
going through
so
some personal stuff.
So-
Excuses, and
I'm just telling you.
And the other thing he played was well, I got flooded and had $400,000 damage. Well, I am sure that if the law was followed, and you should know this, Brian, when he bought that house, he was told that it was in a flood zone.
Probably.
So, you know, he knew he bought a house in a flood zone, so he shouldn't be crying too bad. He had the option of buying or not buying, knowing it was in a flood zone.
That's neither here nor there, right? I mean.
No, it is when he sits there and plays a card. Oh, well, I got my house flooded and I had $400,000 damage.
He's not wrong that happened, and he's not wrong that other people around him are also flooded, so.
You know, I'm gonna just call point of order here. I don't think we're accomplishing anything
We are
with
not.
this discussion
We are
right now,
not.
and I would just as soon stop it, unless,
And wait till Saturday.
and wait till Saturday.
Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
We can
I
have
can't
those
wait to see
arguments
the
on Saturday.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the PowerPoint. Really
Yeah.
move on from there.
yeah.
So unless somebody got something more adjourned.
Okay, no, I just wanna check. We passed the motion to cover the,
I
storm
seconded it.
environmental.
I don't
Yeah,
know
no.
if we
Yeah.
did.
So we did not pass it yet. We
So
didn't-
we've got it moved and seconded, but I think we ought to pass it, just to agree that if the town does not approve pursuing the grant, that we will pay the
Stone
cost
engineering
of
rep.
stone engineering to show up and be present at the
On
at
Saturday.
town meeting.
Yeah.
At the special town meeting, sorry. So,
You've discussed it. You got a second?
I seconded it
Brian
already.
yeah,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
No.
Okay. One opposed.
If I don't say no, she puts it down as you.
No, I understand. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
First meeting I ever remember being in.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the snow.
Back to the snow.
Do you
Wanna
want to ride?
Sure.
Yes,
I'm
You're
going that
going that
direction,
way.
yeah.
yes.
Actually, Katie is too, but
I am. I did
Actually,
not
you're
have
all
to
going in
ride
that
way.
just
Okay.
because I have stuff in my front seat.
Yeah.
Just a second. Done recording?
No, I don't know.